Alright guys, what is going on? Today's video is going to be about a rendering that I saw online, and I haven't really seen many other things about it, but it's a rendering of basically a drag TRX. I don't even know if it's a rendering. It may be real, it may be not, but let's talk about what they're going to do. And from what I'm hearing from a bunch of information, what I'm hearing from a bunch of information is that the last RAM TRX, I don't know if it's going to be the only option, but they are going to have a REDEYE option. Yes, I don't know if it's going to be like the 808 horsepower one. It may be 797. It may be less because the regular RAM TRX actually has less than the Hellcat. It's 702 compared to the Hellcat's original 707 or 717 now. But yeah, so let's talk about this rendering and the REDEYE TRX, if it's going to be available. Now, I think they're going to be doing something, considering that the new Ford Raptor that's coming out, the Raptor R, I guess they call it, is coming out with 700 and some horsepower, V8. It's going to have the motor of the GT500, and you know Ram is not going to sit back and let that happen. Let them, well, not let it happen, but let them take over. Ram is going to be competing with them more with their TRX, because they're the only two trucks really out there in the performance world that's really even making a step up. Obviously, Chevy hasn't really done anything. No offense, I don't really care for Chevys. They haven't impressed me over the years. So Ram and Ford are the only ones really in the performance world, in the truck performance world, they're doing things. But if you're new to my channel, I'm going to show you. I actually have a Whipple supercharged 5.7 Ram. We are actually in the process of, last weekend we fully assembled my 392, fully forged 392 from BES. BES built it, bought it from HHP. But yeah, let's talk about the REDEYE, and actually a couple of sources that said that the REDEYE is coming to the new TRX. All right, so I'm gonna try and make this as short as possible and talk about what's going on now. I know TFL Truck and Motor Trend, I think it was Motor Trend or another company, I can't remember exactly. I've actually, even put in a couple of videos that they are going to be coming out with a Ram TRX with the Hellcat engine, Hellcat rear. Well, I think it said Hellcat rear into one of the photos of the from TFL Truck. But yeah, with the new Raptor R coming out, and you already know the GT500 is a pretty badass car. My buddy Stang Mode has one, very fast car. And if they're going to be putting that into the Raptor, which is lighter than the TRX, then yeah, the TRX is going to need to step up. Ram's going to need to step up their game and really put in something pretty badass to compete with it, because the regular TRX, it's fast and all, but it's not going to compete with a lighter vehicle with more power. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. It's going to be hard to happen. So I think they are going to put in a Hellcat motor, but what they need to do, I think, is put in the 808 horsepower mode that like the Super Stock has, the REDEYE. I think it's called the Super Stock. I don't know if it's called the REDEYE. That would be the best thing that they should do. I mean, they are going to be getting rid of the Hellcat motors in a year or so. I think 2023 or 24 is going to be the last year of them. So you're not going to be able to even go out and really buy these things. So I'd say why not go out with a bang, man? Going out with a bang with 808 horsepower, 797, or at least make it like 800 or something like that. That would be awesome. Now, Rams, like the TRXs are already, a lot of the guys are modifying these things, are running some insane times. The fastest one that I've seen so far is a 9.5 with basically all the full bolt-ons and a shot of nitrous. Sorry, yawned a little bit. So, what you can do with, like, in the picture that I saw, the rendering, I got a couple other guys that made some renderings of drag TRXs, like lowered. The one that I have on the thing is actually have demon wheels on it, and it's, looks like a straight up drag truck basically from the factory. That is what Ram needs to really do, instead of worrying about all these Baja and things. Not one guy really that went out and bought the Ram TRX, I don't think is going Baja. And most of the guys are throwing the lower pulley on, injectors, tuning it. And a lot of guys are running nitrous with these things, because the Hellcat motors can take a lot of abuse. They can take a lot of abuse, and they can make well over 1,000 wheel horsepower. So why not make a drag version and a Baja version? That would, that's what Ram needs to do. Make it like the Raptor or TSR for Raptor. Jesus, I know the Raptor has their R version. They'll probably have their regular version too with their EcoBoost motor. Ram needs to do the TRX regular, keep it like that, and make possibly a drag version of their of the TRX. Keep it lower, drag suspension, and put 800 horsepower in it and blow the doors off of all the Fords that are coming out. That is what Ram needs to do. Are they going to actually do it? I don't think they're going to be doing the drag version from the factory. Anything can be done, but, you know, with the suspension that's already with the TRX, if you really start messing with that, you're going to be messing up its awesome suspension. I know they got great suspension, but why not try and make it even better with, you know, drag suspension? I mean, if I had the money for a TRX, I would friggin' lower the, I would find, you know, you can get anything custom, you get the money, you know. I'm not rich, obviously, but you can literally get a drag suspension put on that thing, or get it lowered, put some friggin' drag wheels on it, and make it look so sick. But it would be hard. I don't know if they even have much suspension work out for the TRXs. Truck's a little loud, guys. Yeah, I don't know if they have many drag suspension, you know, or any real suspension work out for the TRXs, lowering kits. They might have lift kits for them, because a lot of guys like the Baja, but most of the guys that I know don't really do the Baja scene. Most of the guys that I know like the drag race the same. Rams are Ram, Dodge, whatever you want to call them. They're all really, you know, race trucks. Yeah, you're going to race it off road, yeah. But the drag strip is where everyone really competes, and, you know, what numbers people are getting, and, you know, quarter mile time. That's literally, I'm going to turn around here, fellas. Sorry about that. It's going to do a dead end. Quarter mile is what basically everyone cares about in America. Yeah, Ford's going out and, you know, making GT500s that go around the Nürburgring and all that crap, and how many people are actually doing it compared to racing it, even in the YouTube scene also. Everyone's going to the drag strip, everyone's trying to run 8s and go for a quarter mile time instead of go around the Nürburgring. No one cares. Sorry about that, the phone cut out for a second. So yeah, why, you know, I don't know why everyone cares so much about, like, trying to make a circuit car when no one really buys them and does circuit stuff. All the main manufacturers, even for Ram, are all going to the drag strip. That's what, like, Ram, if anyone would do that, it would be Dodge or Ram or Mopar, however you want to put it. Because look what they have built. They built a purpose-built Demon, a purpose-built drag car in the Demon, purpose-built drag car in the Super Stock. REDEYE is basically purpose-built drag car. Even the Hellcat's basically a purpose-built drag car. I mean, not purpose-built, but Demon and Super Stock are literally purpose-built drag cars that come from the factory with drag rails. Yeah, that's what they need to do. They need to make a purpose-built drag truck, because that's what everybody, I'm in the Ram world, you know, I have like I said, my Whipple supercharged Ram. I go drag racing a lot, and with the 392 motor we got going in this thing, we're going to be making some severe power. It's going to be more capable than a TRX motor, I'll tell you that right now. Same block, BGE block. I did go to 392, but mine is actually completely forged out a little bit more, unless you do what my buddy Jason Daria did, however you want to say his name. He did a complete BES built short block of a Hellcat, which could take more than obviously what mine could take. I don't know how much more, but both of our motors can take well over 1,000. But Ram would be the company to do it and say, you know, we're going out with a bang. If they actually are gonna stop making the Hellcat motors, they need to build a drag version that all the Ram guys are gonna want. You know what I mean? Especially if they put it with the REDEYE power in the high 7s, possibly 800 horsepower range. You know, everyone knows it's gonna get bought. It's gonna get bought. Even when the Ram TRX came out, their price range, everyone was like, oh, it's too much money for a truck. Well, guess what? A lot of people with TRXs, because them trucks are awesome. I've driven them, I floored them. They're fast trucks from the factory, being 6,300 pounds. Very little modifications to them, and like I said, they're running 10s. Very little modifications. Most of them from the factory are running the mid to low 12 range, like bone stop, nothing done. Tune alone will get you in the 11s. Pulley will get you low 11s. Injectors, all that stuff will just make you faster and faster, and that's what we all want to see. See this little guy, ready? Scat pack. Anyway, yeah, that's what everyone wants to see. What you're going to do with the drag strip, not what you're going to do with the Baja off-road. Not what you. The only reason they even made it a Baja off-road truck is to compete with the F-150 or the Ford Raptor. There'd be no other reason, you know. They do off-roading is fun. A lot of guys do like off-roading. I have nothing against guys that want to do that. But I thought always that the better off-road truck was going to be the 2500 Power Wagon. That is the off-road truck that can climb stuff, you know what I mean? But, you know, the TRX is made to compete in the Baja with, obviously, the Raptor, and I don't even know if Chevy even has an off-road vehicle like that competes. I know they're not competing with these two, especially now that the Raptor R is coming out trying to compete with the TRX. The TRX started to compete with the Raptor. Obviously, Ford's not going to just say, hey, yeah, you're going to beat us by almost doubling our horsepower. Now they're going to keep, you know, they're going to up their game, which they did. Like, would they have upped their game if the TRX did not come out? Probably not. They probably would have kept with the 450 horsepower EcoBoost and just kept literally, you know, making maybe a little bit more power with that. Who knows? But yeah, that's what Ram. If this comes true, any type of drag truck, not the one in the thumbnail or picture or anything, just any type of drag truck in Ram. That's what they need to build. It would be even nicer if we can get a single cab, but from what I'm hearing, they're not going to make any single cabs anytime soon, especially 5th gens, because the demand is not there for them. Everyone wants crew cab, quad cabs, which is true. Most people, like me, I got a 4-door, 4-wheel drive truck, same thing, you know, basically what everyone else, the most bought trucks are 4-door, 4-wheel drive, like the 4th gens, or even, you know, they were making the classics still, but they need to do something in the drag from the factory, in my opinion, you know, and almost everyone else can agree with me, but that would be sick, man. Make something from the drag factory and blow everyone out the water if they're going to go out with a bang with the Hellcat motor, guys. But yeah, that's just my opinion on what I've seen and what's going on. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, stay tuned for the build, man. Next time we go to Steve's, motor's getting pulled in this, we'll start swapping parts, and you know, we're basically almost going to be ready to get the whole oh my god, I can't even think right now, get the whole motor in the truck and break it in and do some tuning, and as soon as we can hit the drag strip, hit the drag strip as soon as possible, because that's obviously what I want to do the most, is see what we can do with this motor. And we're only going to be running pump gas, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We don't got to spend all of my money on race gas this year, because we're just going to run some regular old 93 octane, because we did a low compression, fully built motor that can take anything we throw at it. It's going to be hard to max the motor out, even with the 2.9, because the motor's made to take well over 1,000, easily handling 1,000. And making 1,000 wheel horsepower is not easy. It takes a lot of boost and a lot of power, guys. So hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next one. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.
There can't be two Alpha Titans.
Who bows to who?
Kong bows to no one.
The world needs Kong.
There's something provoking and